Well, for the past 7 years, Jennifer Lopez and Marc Anthony have been one of Hollywood's hottest couples. But 6 weeks ago, they announced that they would be ending their marriage. Tonight, in a Nightline exclusive, Marc Anthony speaks out for the first time since their announcement to ABC's John Quinones.
Wish me luck.
Marc Anthony is hitting the road as often as he can these days. The highway and his new bike are a kind of escape. This is a new bike?
Yeah, my new bike.
Beautiful.
Thank you, man. I love her. She's really good to me.
An interesting choice of words, given his recent separation from Jennifer Lopez. The sexy, high-voltage superstar and the king of salsa announced 6 weeks ago that they're splitting up. And Marc has refused to talk about it until now.
Do you want this divorce?
You know, it's a decision that we made jointly. And that's how I'll answer that.
What can you tell us about what went wrong in the marriage?
I'll tell you that it wasn't some sensationalistic happening.
Infidelity?
No, absolutely not. Nothing sensationalistic.
He's baffled and angry, he says, at the tabloid reports that he broke up the marriage with affairs.
It was the flight attendant.
It was the flight attendant. It was the pilot, I heard. It was this guy sitting next to me in a rehab in Houston, and I've heard it all.
There's some ugly rumors out there.
The most difficult of all, he says, rumors of an affair with Jada Pinkett Smith, wife of Will Smith and his co-star on the TV show Hawthorne. It's a rumor that the Smiths, like Marc, have denied.
When something like that happens, it's laughable. We're here, we're laughing, we're like, wow. We've been friends for years. Jada, Jennifer, me, him for years. What bothers me is the effect it has on family, to Will and Jada's circle and their children and their relatives and their loved ones.
The reason for Marc's breakup with Jennifer Lopez was much simpler, he says. Their marriage just no longer worked.
It was a realization on both our parts, so, you know, it wasn't shocking. These things happen. These things happen.
What do you tell Max and Emmy now, 3 years
You know,
ago?
I'm always going to be daddy. You understand what I'm saying? And they're used to me traveling and Jennifer traveling, and you know, we Skype all the time, and you know, trying to maintain that presence. They're still young. You know what I mean?
Do you love Jennifer?
I'll always love Jennifer. Yeah. I'll always love Jennifer. She knows that. But the important thing is that she knows that.
As for Jennifer Lopez, she had the biggest single of her career this year.
Don't stop, keep it moving, put your drinks up.
Jennifer Lopez! And her success as a judge on American Idol led tabloids to claim he was jealous and controlling, and that it put a strain on their marriage. But you could never tell by this performance on the show's finale in May, less than 2 months before they separated.
I watched you when you sang and she danced on American Idol.
You saw that, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
that was magical.
Yeah. It's not the end of that. It's not, this is not a funeral. This is not a burial. This is not, you understand? This is just two people who came together and just realized, you understand what I'm saying, that it wasn't sustainable the way it was, and that's that.
But it wasn't one thing. It wasn't American Idol. It wasn't her working out there. It wasn't...
You know, I think anybody will tell you, you know, how I supported her, you know, from day one. We're going to be in each other's lives for many, many, many years, and I'm glad that our friendship is that strong. You know what I mean? Because that's what I think. What would make it difficult is if we didn't get along.
Especially difficult given their work together on projects like Que Viva, their upcoming Latin talent show.
You and Jennifer would work together on it?
Of course. We met working together. I don't know what people think. Yeah, absolutely, no question. We're partners for life.
It won't be awkward working with her?
No. Being Puerto Rican, born and raised in the streets of New York, you know, you go, wow, you're still friends with your ex, man? Really? That's weird. What? Dude, I don't play that.
Make no mistake, Marc Anthony is a megastar in his own right. He sold more than 13 million albums worldwide, in Spanish and in English. He's been in movies like Martin Scorsese's Bringing Out the Dead. And now Marc is also a fashion designer. He and Jennifer have each unveiled a brand new clothing line for Kohl's department stores.
Everything you're wearing is from this line.
I would wear absolutely everything, and I swear by it. The only difference is that it probably would have been $1,000 more.
And believe it or not, Marc is also a minority owner of a professional football team.
Miami Dolphins.
Woo! Dolphins.
How the heck did you wind up owning part of the team?
It's a dream come true. You think about it. It's you know, Puerto Rican kid, again, born and raised in East Harlem. We used to sneak in the Yankee Stadium, sneak into the games, and there was always like that possibility in the back of my head, like, we can get thrown out. So there's something about going to the stadium and saying, ain't nobody throwing me out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Not anymore.
The last time I interviewed him in 1999, I walked with Marc through the streets of Spanish Harlem, where he grew up. This time, he brought me to his mansion in Long Island.
It's a long way from Spanish Harlem.
yeah.
He bought the home 12 years ago, before J-Lo, before their twins, before his first marriage, which also ended in divorce. But even with a second divorce looming, he has kept his sense of humor.
Let me talk to you about marriage. So, marriage, the institution of marriage, right? They say it's an institution, but I'm not ready for an institution, right?
No, you look pretty sane to me.
I'm not ready.
He brought me to the ultimate man cave,
This is where the magic happens.
his recording studio, where he played me a track from his latest album, Iconos. Marc is also working on an English album, his first in 10 years.
It has to survive the test of time, right? So when I do an album, it usually takes me 3-4 years. Why? Because if I'm not sick of it after 4 years, I need this in my life.
I'll leave you with one final quote that Jennifer said. She said, "For the first time in my life, I can truly say that I'm loving myself. I'm doing loving things for myself. As devastating and heartbreaking as this has been, this was an important journey for me."
I think what she meant was, you know, we all have one life. One life. It's all we got. It's all we got. Live your best life. Whether it's together, whether it's apart, whether it's with this one, whether it's with that one.
Ready to start dating again?
You kidding me? That's like asking a boxer in the 12th round if he's going to retire or not. Or that's the worst time to ask a boxer because they always say, I'm done. I'm done. You know what I mean? And then 2 weeks later is when you ask them. You know, so give me my 2 weeks.
At least.
Yeah.
At least.